The 7 is on your side. I-Team is investigating the alarming rise in car thefts across the DMV. Thieves are getting bolder and more violent.
This has our investigative reporter Mitch Blocker digging through thousands of crime reports, talking to victims, and reviewing surveillance footage, all to reveal the DMV's car theft hotspots.
On a quiet night in Prince George's County, a home surveillance camera watches an armed gunman walk up a driveway, force the driver out of her car, all as his accomplice takes the wheel. North of D.C. in Montgomery County, it's just before sunrise when a Jeep slows to a stop. Here, another home surveillance camera watches a man walk up the driveway, take 3 cracks at breaking a locked car's windows before being spooked by passing headlights. These are just 2 of the more than 100,000 auto crimes committed in the DMV since 2021, according to police records.
I mean, you feel super violated.
Phil Petrelli's home security system woke him up just in time for him to watch his car become one of those statistics. He lives in Montgomery County, where police reports show an average of 20 cars a day being stolen in 2023.
You can see them getting into my car.
He watched thieves throw his Easy Pass into the street as they drove toward the D.C. line.
I think it's only a matter of time before they surprise somebody who, you know, is armed as a homeowner or something, or they get surprised by the homeowner and they're armed.
In Prince George's County, Daniel Ray's family didn't worry about that kind of violence until they lived it.
And we just heard this banging, and my wife said, "Babe, something's, get up, I hear something." And when it got to the front door, that's when I heard my daughter screaming. She's screaming, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy." And it's a sound that I'll never forget.
His daughter's car was one of the more than 2,600 stolen from Prince George's County this year, according to police reports. One of the 140 stolen at gunpoint.
My daughter could have been shot. I could be planning a funeral this week.
What happened to Daniel Ray and Phil Petrelli is no longer uncommon. The 7 News I-Team dug through police records from the DMV's largest police departments to see where most cars get stolen. People's homes, parking lots, driveways, and streets are by far the most common targets. Another, car dealerships.
I can tell you that our dealerships are dealing with it on a daily basis.
But here, car theft is committed not with a gun, but with a pen.
We have seen a huge uptick in fraud, much more so than your typical smash and grab auto theft.
Is local law enforcement capable of handling this problem?
Right now, I would say they are trying their best. Increased funding would be extremely helpful for increased enforcement.
Here in Prince George's County, they've made more than 200 arrests for car theft, and they've recovered more than 51% of the cars that have been stolen so far this year. But Prince George's County is the only police department so far that's been able to tell us how many people it's arrested and how many cars it has recovered.
What we can show you is where every auto crime has happened in both Montgomery and Prince George's counties since 2021. We created these maps using police crime data. They reveal auto theft clustered near the Maryland state line. Each of the 11 car theft victims we talked to told us their cars were stolen in Maryland, but GPS tracked them to D.C. Metro Police tell us they're aware of this trend.
When somebody sees their stolen car is only a mile away in D.C.
Yeah.
Do you understand why they're frustrated that,
yeah,
why can't the cops just go get it?
Absolutely. There's all kinds of frustrations, I know.
Now, the next part of our investigation is looking into what motivates a car thief to cross the state line. We found that police will almost never pursue a stolen car out of their own jurisdiction, and found in some cases they are not warning D.C. police that a stolen car is even coming to town.
And it's just so frustrating. People work so hard, they make car payments, and then boom, it's gone.
Yeah, this is a quality of life crime. This is something that happens in front of your house, in your driveway. Those are the most common spots that we found.
And really robs you of your sense of security if it's happening in your driveway.
And a lot of the stuff's nonviolent. Carjackings happen, but the vast majority is just property crime.
Yeah, we'll look forward to your investigation on Thursday when it continues. Mitch, thanks very much for that.
Look behind the BMW parked in the street. You're watching an armed carjacking in Prince George's County, just a few blocks from the D.C. line. Police records show this is one of 140 carjackings in PG County this year. But this one gives us a unique glimpse into how car thieves operate and the challenges police face coordinating. You see, this BMW documented its journey.
I want to be a target.
The car's owner asked us not to show his face. He did share a series of pictures snapped and GPS tagged by the car's security system.
I'm thinking we're gonna have a car back by the end of the night. I can see everything.
An hour after his wife was carjacked, the BMW security cameras show it parked less than 2 miles from where it was stolen. The next day, the remote cameras show it parked on a D.C. street. That night, we get the most surprising picture. The BMW sits at a D.C. stoplight next to 2 marked police cars. We showed the video to the head of MPD's carjacking task force.
Is there a reason that MPD wouldn't pull over or pursue a stolen car?
That's assuming that those officers there were aware of that car being a stolen car.
This was even worse than a stolen car. This is a carjacking.
Yeah.
His wife was robbed at gunpoint a few hours earlier, and then he sees on the GPS that it's a mile or 2 away in D.C., and the picture it snaps, it's sitting next to 2 MPD police cars.
Yeah, yeah, that's certainly concerning.
Why isn't that an urgent alert?
Sir, I can't answer that. I don't know how Prince George's County, if they were aware of that information. Our officers would not ignore an armed carjacked vehicle in their presence. That wouldn't happen.
Anytime a stolen car is headed towards D.C. that you're aware of, are you telling MPD that it's coming?
Well, we don't know for a fact that every stolen car is heading into D.C. Vehicles are stolen in the middle of the night. Vehicles are stolen during the day. And we don't know exactly those locations.
So there may be a delay when you know a car is stolen.
Absolutely.
Prince George's County Police would not talk about any specific investigations, including this carjacking.
How is communication between police agencies when a car is stolen? Are you able to spread the word that this car is coming towards another jurisdiction?
As far as coming towards another jurisdiction, if it is a violent crime and it's something that we're immediately aware of and we do have a lookout for that vehicle, we will certainly broadcast that.
When you map auto crime in Prince George's County, you can see clusters hugging the state line. You see the same thing in Montgomery County. Inside both departments' crime and safety reports, you'll see police rarely pursue suspects once they leave Maryland. In fact, police pursuit policy says officers can only pursue into a neighboring jurisdiction for a violent felony, which again made us wonder why a day after one, D.C. police unknowingly sat next to a car stolen at gunpoint.
Do you think the pursuit policy is having an impact on why these cars are winding up in D.C.?
I'm not sure. That's also a good question. I think that pursuit policies exist because public safety is number one, and we wouldn't do anything to endanger the public. We certainly don't want to chase a car and have an innocent member of the public hurt.
At 6 o'clock, major developments in the rash of carjackings across the region. A 7 News investigation tracks cars stolen from the DMV and put in shipping containers bound for Africa.
Our investigative reporter Mitch Blocker got exclusive access to America's busiest car shipping port. He's trying to find stolen vehicles before they vanish.
It's just after 4 a.m. in Bethesda. More than a dozen high-end Mercedes sit on the showroom floor. It doesn't take thieves even 30 seconds to break through the front door. Surveillance video captures their nerve and precision, watching them maneuver and speed 4 cars out of the showroom. Their biggest prize, a $200,000 Mercedes G-Wagon.
Your first emotion is anger and frustration.
Jim Willard's brand new cars are gone in under 15 minutes. They join the other 55,000 cars burglarized in Montgomery County's streets, driveways, parking lots, and car dealerships, all in the last 3 years. Willard has a hunch where they're headed.
Port of Baltimore, from my understanding, is one of the hottest beds of stolen vehicles leaving the country.
Customs and Border agents gave the 7 News I-Team exclusive access to America's busiest auto port.
We did just pop this one container earlier today. It's got
the one down here?
Yes, sir.
The inspections done on this dock are agents' last chance to catch stolen property before it leaves American shores. Minutes after we stepped onto the dock, we see a $125,000 Cadillac Escalade pulled from its shipping container by a forklift. This is the only way to move a stolen vehicle without its keys.
This vehicle has no keys, was going to West Africa.
Correct. Brand new 2022 Cadillac Escalade.
There's more than cars inside these shipping containers. Customs agents painstakingly sift through all sorts of items, from electronics to hair dryers to a paper cutting board.
You never know what you're going to see.
It's the only way to get to the VIN number on the dashboard and confirm a car is stolen. No room is wasted. Why ship 2 cars when propping one up on a homemade wooden lift lets you fit 3?
800,000+ cars come through here.
Yep.
How many of them can you check?
We can check as many as we have to try to disrupt these transnational criminal organizations.
But Baltimore's port director told us his 100 customs agents don't always open every container. He says they do check container manifests and look for an excuse to look inside.
They say they're sending out a Honda Accord, and we x-ray it, and then we see a pickup truck. Obviously, red flag for us.
During our interview, one of those red flags turned into a gold mine. This container's manifest says inside is 1 car bound for West Africa.
How many are in there?
So there's three brand new Mercedes in there with the approximate value of that container. It's 400,000.
Inside, we found 2 of the Mercedes stolen off the Bethesda dealer's showroom floor. The thieves didn't bother to take off the dealer plates. It took a few weeks, but after clearing customs, we were back in Bethesda to watch the stolen car's homecoming.
I couldn't believe it, because I figured, like I said, these were long gone. So
I'm really happy
you
they're
truly
back.
are the man with this.
Now, so far, no one has been arrested for stealing those cars, but the thieves, they are believed to be part of a much bigger car theft ring. 2 of the stolen cars in that shipping container, they were from Bethesda, but the 3rd car was stolen all the way down in Georgia. And guys, the dealerships, they will be able to resell these cars, but it will be at a pretty significant discount. Wow.
DC's crime problems are making international waves. The 7 News I-team has shown us brazen thefts and assaults captured all on camera.
Yeah, but when the Secret Service got involved in this car theft just blocks from the White House, it got the attention of 7 News I-team investigator Mitch Blocker, and he has found a problem only D.C. can claim: local crime spilling onto diplomatic property.
We've shown you surveillance video of cars being stolen before, but this one is different. You're watching thieves steal a diplomat's car a few blocks north of the White House from a foreign missions parking lot. Keep your eye on the red car on the left. 2 men walk up at 3:30 in the afternoon. It takes them seconds to get the door open. Another minute, and one of the men backs the car out of its parking spot. His accomplice gets in, and they're gone. The only thing left behind is the door's lock.
Frankly, this is shocking to see the spillover of such crimes to come this way. We're just a few blocks away from the White House.
Karwin Zabari directs policy for Iraq's democratic government. He's used to dealing with Congress, not local cops. His is now one of more than 5,600 cars stolen in Washington this year. That's more than double the number of cars stolen in all of 2022. Metro Police was first to respond and take a report.
We haven't had any hits on the vehicle yet.
That's when the automated traffic tickets started rolling in. This one was captured the day after his car was stolen. It ran a red light at Georgia and Missouri Avenues. The night after, a speed camera caught it on BW Parkway.
Some vehicles are never recovered.
DC police are dealing with a crime surge unseen this century. Every major crime is up in Washington. You may expect a neighborhood full of foreign embassies and diplomats to be among the capital's safest, but crime data shows Zabari's foreign mission sits in the heart of DC's biggest crime spike. Across Washington, federal law enforcement are dealing with a local crime spillover. The Secret Service showed up to review Zabari's case right on his foreign mission's doorstep. This year, we reported how Capitol Police are looking into who carjacked a congressman in Navy Yard.
They pointed guns at me.
The Department of Homeland Security tells us it's targeting organized theft rings' money laundering operations. DC police say car theft feeds other crimes.
So we've seen, the juveniles stealing the cars to just joyride and go right around town. Adults and other folks that steal cars to use them in additional crimes, robberies and burglaries and shootings and things of that nature.
The capital crime wave has foreign governments, including Mexico and Guatemala, warning their citizens. The Mexican consulate tweeted citizens should, quote, take precautions when visiting the American capital.
To have that here in D.C. is just mind-boggling, to be honest with you.
Is it merited?
It seems to be. Seems to be.
Months after we first started following this story, Metro Police found Zabari's car. He spent thousands of dollars replacing multiple parts.
5 panels, the fenders, the bumper cover, the fender, the door, and the glass, plus the 2 headlights.
He bought a steering wheel lock and 4 new tires, but says he can't seem to get the smell of smoke out of his cloth seats. For the I-Team, I'm Mitch Blocker, 7 News. You're watching surveillance video from a diplomatic mission 3 blocks from the White House. The brazen daylight theft happened on the 5th of July. Before the sun sets, the camera captures a D.C. police officer writing a police report. Since the crime was committed on a foreign missions property, it gets the Secret Service's attention and gives the car's owner hope he'll get it back soon.
I have confidence in the Secret Service. We have worked with them in the past.
The thieves leave a trail of evidence. There's the security footage and the car's broken lock left at the crime scene. Automated traffic tickets spot the stolen car driving out of D.C. on July 6th and speeding toward Virginia on July 7th. That's when Virginia's DMV says this stolen car got a new owner and a new title.
The vehicle was stolen right after the 4th of July, and it was titled 2 days later.
Right, we did.
How does that happen?
If that vehicle received the title and we did not have alerts in our system, then it's going to process without error, and that title will be issued.
So you had no indication that that vehicle was stolen?
That is correct.
When a car is stolen anywhere, police everywhere are supposed to enter it into a national database called the National Crime Information Center. It's standard practice for state DMVs, including Virginia's, to check this database to see if a car is stolen before printing a fresh title.
Our system was working properly on the day that we produced this title.
Virginia's DMV gave 7 News a screenshot of its computer system. It shows the federal crime database listed the car as stolen on July 26th.
It didn't show that this car was stolen until 4 weeks after it was stolen?
Our system did not show that a stop was placed until July 26th.
That's where this story goes sideways. We have video of MPD at the crime scene shortly after the car was stolen. We have the police report that MPD took that day, and we have an email from MPD saying that the car was entered as stolen about 36 minutes after the victim called 911.
I mean, DC police tell me that they inputted this as a stolen vehicle the day they took that police report, which was on the 5th of July.
Mm-hmm. We just don't see that in our system.
Any idea what happened?
I don't. I don't.
It should have triggered in their system, this is a stolen vehicle, you can't register this.
Virginia's officials only learned they titled a stolen car when, get this, it was stolen again in D.C. Metro Police and the Virginia DMV say it was stolen for a second time in August. The real owner finally has it back.
I don't know what to tell you. This is unheard of.
Now, D.C. police and Virginia DMV staff, they couldn't remember a case where a stolen car was titled. The Virginia DMV does say that our questions helped them check some of their systems and that they are now working properly into their standards. Now, there have been more than 6,600 cars stolen in Washington this year, and it looks like at least 2 of them, Michelle, they came from the same vehicle.